Smooth Orange, you good? All right. Company, attention. We all locked in. You know what it is. You know how it goes. We here, ready to go. Gentlemen, what's good with y'all? It's the wild card week one. Getting ready to pop off. We just
Man,
had.
is that somebody TV? Somebody TV?
Oh, it might be mine. Hey man, y'all know the national championship on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all know the
So
national
the
championship.
national championship isn't on. The
Well, y'all know what
CFP is on.
you knew what the hell I was talking about. It's always you always got those ones, bro. Don't be mad because you had a bad week. Don't be mad because you had a bad week. I didn't have a bad week.
Because I went 8-8. Because I went 8-8.
That's a bad week.
You went 2 games better than me.
That's a bad week.
What did you end up? You ended up 10-6.
Who ended up 10-6?
I had 8-8.
No, I don't think I ended up 10-6.
He had 10-6. He ended up 10-6.
Did
he
I?
had 10-6. Yeah. I was 8-8.
I think that's false.
You was 10-6.
I was like 7-9, 7.
But we said that was gonna happen. It was like the hardest.
Yeah, sir. You didn't do well at all, sir. Yeah.
Look at you talking about he's gonna be what? Like, damn, you just gonna continue and dump it on him. Like, we just gonna help you.
Yeah, sir. You didn't do well at all, sir. I'm just
like you did all that. It's like you did all that towards the end of the season just to do that at the very
end. Yeah. Hold on.
That last game, man.
So
I thought I made some pretty good picks.
Oh yeah. Because Dallas won again, didn't they? No, Dallas lost to Washington.
And then Dallas was winning. Man, that's what was crazy. Dallas was winning that game. I looked, and it was 3 seconds left. I didn't see the game, but 3 seconds left. It said Dallas was winning 19-16. I'm all happy, like, oh man, they're gonna pull this off. Next thing I know, it's 23-19. Or I was like, tremendous stuff.
So as you see, right. So now I say which is shout out to Anthony, the Honey Badger in the building. So looking at it, right? Do you think that the games so far have been a little more competitive, or do you still think that we're looking at this year for the first year for the CFP was a little iffy because the expectations that the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to run roughshod over the Texas Longhorns tonight?
I don't know. I'm one that's going to stick with the Longhorns just like I stick by the Cowboys. I'm going with the Longhorns. But I am going to say the game's got a little bit better. But for me, man, they got to speed it up. Like, you can't take that longer time off. Y'all got to switch the bowl program or something and move those games up so that you can see the best products. I mean, teams taking a month off and then you want them to go play. I mean, it's up to you to be prepared. But I'm just saying, that's a big ask to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big ask of
I think it's definitely. I think it was definitely. I think we'll get Bishop's take on it as well. I think it was definitely one of those situations where it was more so based on they were trying to build the anticipation of the games. But like you said, Bishop, so far, what do you think about the CFP? Someone was speaking to someone in the background. So we'll get this take in a second. So I think that was more like you were saying. It was a building of the anticipation. And with that building of anticipation, it just came up, a little short for the most part. Like Anthony saying, Penn State's offense didn't show us anything new. They need a better offensive coach from his aspect or from his foxhole, he thinks. So when I look at it, right, most of the time I take anything the judging. I take a judging by the aspect of Penn State. I judge it towards the USC Trojans, and so taking consideration what USC and Penn State did this year when they played one another, USC had them against the ropes the whole game and just let it go at the end. So was it a fair assumption, or was I going to think that they was actually going to be able, looking at how USC ended the season and how they dropped all those games, close games, was Penn State even that much better, honestly? And so when I look at that, I was like, I didn't expect much from Penn State to begin with. It was just a matter of, like we was talking on the air, I just can't go with me personally. I can't go with Notre Dame, nor can I go with Texas. It's just I can't do it.
I got look Penn State. Penn State probably should have won that game early on. They lost it. They lost the momentum. They had it in the first half. It seemed like they could have ran away with it. They could have did whatever in that first half. But then that second half, I gotta say, Freeman, they came out with a game plan. They came out with a better game plan than Penn State. Like I said before we got on here, I was sitting there. That running the ball right at him was genius. Like instead of trying to dance outside, instead of trying to throw all these drop back passes and stuff, you know, use the play action to your advantage. Running with your quarterback right up the middle, hit them with your running backs right up the middle, just and then they took number 11 smooth out of the game, man. Like the biggest weapon on Penn State, they took that D line out of the game by running it.
But so I looked up like I was in the middle of a class yesterday, and by the time I got finished with my class, I looked up. I was like, oh, okay, I see that it was 10-10, and then I blinked. It was 17-10. And then I blinked again. I was like, what is going on? Where is all this scoring coming from? By the time I sat down to watch the game, it was already Penn State. They were tied. And Penn State, Penn State had just went up just scored 14 points and answered points in the second half. And then I looked up and Notre Dame came back with the same intensity. I was like, what is really going on? And then, but of course, what happens is the sack that pushed them out of field goal range, and they tried to go for it, and basically Penn State got the ball back. I was like, oh, Penn State is about to go ahead and probably put themselves in position for even one, a field goal win, or two, overtime. And then I don't know what Albert was doing, but of course the interception came.
I don't even know why they threw the ball. I didn't even understand. For me, the dude Singleton, let him try again. I mean, I'm just saying, give him the ball, let him try again. You had timeouts. Like, what are we doing? It wasn't like you was out of timeouts or something. It was like, run the ball one more time.
And so, like Anthony said, Penn State was 4-20 against top 10 teams.
That speaks. Everybody put that on Franklin, the coach, man. Is that squarely on the coach? I mean, he coaching some good squads. I mean, they've been top 10 the last the years he's been there. They've been a top 10, top 15 team since he's been there. But they just can't get over the hump of these teams. I mean, I understand that. So it's like, but is it all him though?
So it you know what, I honestly believe it's never really just all the coach. Like you kind of like can see and understand where you see there's some coaches that are out there doing some good things, and sometimes it's just not the coach. Like a conversation in which we've had before is sometimes the execution. Like you put together a game plan. The game plan, I ain't gonna say flawless, but the game plan that looks pretty good, and you think about it like, okay, we're in there. But then, and you think about, and you most of the time you put together a game plan based on your personnel, and you put forth your best effort with the personnel that you got up against your opposition. When you do that, and you look, and it starts out, you be like, okay, we in there. But then sometimes the execution is like it starts to become down to the execution, and evidently Penn State haven't been executioners at the end of the day. In which, yes, you see. There's been some good players that come out of Penn State, but it just hasn't been what they needed, right? So, but right now, before we get into that, like we already know, like I said, tonight we get to see who will be facing off with Texas, as you know, Texas and Ohio State plays. It's that the vaulted Texas secondary against what is now supposedly a prowess and renowned Ohio State wide receiver core. So that's going to be the battle. But before we get into that battle and get into that, let's talk about the carousels that are going on. Bishop, CC, what do you think of the disassociation of two first-year head coaches? We was just having this conversation. What's good, Randall? What's going on, brother? What goal are you talking about?
Yeah, who's the GOAT?
But like I was saying, in case, what is your y'all's take?
Hope you ain't talking about.
You were the GOAT.
I hope I hope in good damn well he ain't talking about the GOAT. I think he's talking about. I hope good.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, Baker Mayfield. Oh, I wouldn't call him the GOAT, bro. This man has no championships. How can he be put in a GOAT category? He has no championships.
He to go to OU. I'm just playing.
What? He wasn't a go to OU.
He ain't even a GOAT. He ain't even a GOAT to that.
So we have first year head coach Antonio Pierce and first year head coach Gerard Mayo, both removed of their duties as head coaches, respectively, of their teams. Was it a screw job, or was it just a situation in which you think? What do y'all think? I'm not going to even set the table. What do y'all think? I know you kind of spoke on it earlier, CC. So I'll let Bishop talk and get his out first.
What do I think about what?
Why they're no longer head coaches after 1 year.
Either you produce or you don't produce. It's easy. I told y'all last week. Y'all were talking. CC was the main one talking about. Oh, he's not going to get fired after one season. CC, where he at? I just said it last. I just said that last Sunday. I said, CC, he's getting fired.
Like, man,
they ain't gonna fire him.
You got to give two.
Obviously, they know.
Hold on.
Obviously, they know. I told you
because over the years since we've been doing the show, I have always gotten all the slack and got all the stuff for being a shrewd businessman. So what you're telling me here, Bishop, what you're telling me here right now is if you're a GM of a team, you're firing your first year head coach off the rip.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is a lot of things play a factor on why you end up getting fired after the first season. If for one reason, if your losing record is the way that his was, you're getting fired. 9 times out of 10, you're getting fired. Most coaches I get it. I know what CC was saying, what was the method behind his madness on. He didn't even get a chance to get a new crop of players in and try and establish some type of rapport.
I didn't even put my effort on this.
Yeah, he adopted that team and he tried to make what he could make out of what he had. I get it. Is it fair? Is it fair? No. I'm not saying it's fair, but what I'm saying is that's just I knew it was gonna happen, and it did. I said it last week. Literally said he was gonna get fired.
So right quick, let's go through all the firings throughout the NFL, which 2 just took place earlier, not necessarily head coaches, but they did. So the Miami Dolphins this morning fired special teams coordinator Dan Crossman and wide receiver coach, the passing game specialist Wes Welker. As we talked about,
how do you get fired from special teams? like now that one right there, that's how do you get fired from special teams?
You know, and which I'm going to ask y'all after I get finished with these hires, after we get with this segment, I want to ask y'all a question because I wonder what y'all take on this is. Of course, the Las Vegas Raiders fired head coach Antonio Pierce on the 7th. They hired 2 days later. They fired Antonio Pierce on the 7th. They fired general manager Tom Telesco on the 9th. Of course, earlier in the year, they already had fired offensive coordinator Luke Getsy, quarterback coach Rick Scangarello, and offensive line coach James Craig. The 49ers, we're not going to say fired, but they did remove defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen from the defensive coordinator position, in which he's expecting possibly to take over special teams. Tennessee Titans.
He got demoted.
He got demoted. General manager Rand Carthen fired after 2 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. Defensive coordinator Gus Bradley was fired by the Indianapolis Colts. Offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb was fired by the Seattle Seahawks. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo fired by the Cincinnati Bengals. Head coach Doug Peterson fired by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Aforementioned New England Patriots fired head coach Jared Mayo. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey and offensive line coach Andy Dickinson fired by the Cleveland Browns. Of course, we know the Bears fired both their head coach Matt Eberflus and offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. Head coach Dennis Allen fired by the Saints. Head coach Robert Saleh fired by the Jets, as well as the manager Joe Douglas. So one of the questions I asked y'all in reference to these firings. Why is it usually all these people go before the head manager, the head coach, or the GM?
Man, look, if I'm on this boat and the only way to keep it afloat is to get some of the people off of it, they gotta go.
Someone got to keep it. Someone got to keep this boat going.
That part.
I mean, that's the goal. Like the goal is to make it right. Like
That part.
sometimes it's like we can see that some of those teams get rid of their offensive coordinators. It makes sense. And some of those teams, like not every team that get rid of their head coach makes sense. Like I don't understand the Antonio Pierce move. Y'all made a big deal about hiring him, and then all of a sudden you fire him. I don't get that one. Like after a season and a half or however many games he had, I didn't get that one. Um, the other ones Peterson I expected, like Jacksonville, but I expected him to go, and I also expected that was to be like Trevor Lawrence out of there at some point, or somebody. Are they gonna bring in another starter? Because it's just not working. And Peterson's a better coach than what his quarterback could give him. Because we've seen him play, we've seen him coach better. You know what I'm saying? Like so, sometimes it's the players. Like the players can get a coach fired quick, and in some of those situations, that's exactly what happens.
Bishop, you on the same? You believe that's the same thing? Someone got to go at this point.
Oh yeah. Somebody's on the chopping block. You got to know that. You got to know somebody on the chopping block.
Self-preservation, like yo.
Somebody on the chopping block. Somebody got to get that heat.
You got fired for special teams.
But that's what I'm saying. Like someone like really special teams was a problem. Like this is what we go to special teams. The passing coordinator was a problem. That's what we do in Mike.
Look how close they stand to look how close they stand together now on kickoff returns and stuff. It's like what are you talking?
So in case now we have the opposite side of it. You have the head coach interview. So of course we know Chicago Bulls has a laundry list of people who they're looking at. Matt Campbell, I would say head coach, is an interview request. Pete Carroll, who has already completed his interview. Ben Johnson and Mike Kafka, Lions offensive coordinator, Giants offensive coordinator, both completed their interviews. Ben Johnson is scheduled. Cliff Kingsbury, offensive coordinator from the Commanders. Mike McCarthy, as we know, was denied the opportunity to interview, but of course, the 14th of
damn right, Jerry. Damn right. It never should have been reported that they want to interview him anyway. Second of all, we ain't getting you until let us make up our mind over here. We gonna take as long as.
Well, you only got to the 14th. You only got a week. Because
like
14 he's a free agent.
Like Jerry. But by that time, they'll be a hire somebody. So it's like, hey, that's you know what I'm saying.
Man, we ain't gonna talk about them with Jerry Jones because he over there holding people hostage and shit. Like what the hell is Jerry over there doing, dog? Like either if you don't like Michael McCarthy, let that man go. Let that man go. Quit holding Mike McCarthy as a hostage, man. Stop doing that.
Jerry is playing chess, not checkers. That's what Jerry over there doing.
No, the hell he ain't. Jerry is trafficking Mike McCarthy. Jerry is
trafficking. I don't know about all that, but good move.
And
I like the move. It's a good business move. We're talking business. That's a good.
That's what I'm saying. Jerry playing chess, not checkers. He's like you will sit here and think about it.
Nah, man. If I was Jerry, if I was Mike, man, I'd be like, hey, man, you need to tell me something today. I need to know today. I got other teams that's looking out that want to interview me. Let me know something today. I need to know today. But the word on the street is.
But he got
Jones is trying to see.
Who has the power in that?
Everybody's trying to see. The word on the street is Sarkisian.
Market is.
No, Sarkisian because they're trying to see.
Trying to see what Texas is going to do.
Right, they're going to see. So that's the word on the street. That's the word on the street.
So, in your opinion, who in that Mike McCarthy Jones thing, who has the power in your opinion? Because
right now, Jerry Jones. Right now, Jerry Jones, he already
he's had the power the whole
down.
time. Yeah, like, who else would have the power? He's been had the power.
Let me deny you.
But technically,
I have the power.
The only reason I asked that, right, is because Jerry Jones only can block him till next week. After next week,
that's all he needs.
That's what he did. That's all. That's a long man. Come on, it's the NFL.
That's all he needs because but this is the thing. Him blocking him until next week. All that's giving other teams like Chicago done already interviewed other people now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they still so yeah, they interviewed
so many people.
Additionally, they interviewed Mike Vrabel already and Anthony Weaver from the Dolphins defensive coordinator position. Arthur Smith, the Steelers offensive coordinator, is scheduled to be.
Why they interviewing so many people for one job?
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. I got the answer for you, CC. I got the answer for you, CC. Since Jerry want to play games, they playing games. I'm gonna interview. Look,
that's what I'm saying. Like, who has the power?
Like, I got people. Like Trey say, this ain't checking this chest. Yeah.
So it's like, because he can't interview Brian Flores, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson. They're still actively playing in the season. He can't interview them because they're playing first round bye. I mean, they're not the bye teams, so he has to wait until they have opportunities to take the interviews. So so basically it doesn't make a difference what goes on. McCarthy could interview next week after the 14th when he's a free agent. If Jerry doesn't sit up and get off the pot, McCarthy, that's what I'm saying. So does McCarthy really have the power? It's a waiting game?
He still don't have no power. He don't have
You think they really want McCarthy? You think they really want McCarthy? Because
why do you think they want to interview him?
Yeah, Chicago. Because most teams have somebody in mind. You saying the whole time.
So out of this list, who do y'all think they have in mind? Matt Campbell, Pete Carroll, Brian Flores, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, Mike Kafka, Cliff Kingsbury, Mike McCarthy, Tom Monken, Drew Petzing, David Shaw, Arthur Smith, Mike Vrabel.
Are we really supposed to remember all the names?
Ben Johnson should be.
You done named about 20 people.
That's
ain't no way in him. And they ain't gonna have all them people on it. That's the thing. Chicago probably got three coaches tops they got in mind that they gonna want. And one of them is Mike McCarthy. I think one of them is probably Pete Carroll. And
you think Pete Carroll is in play?
Yeah, I think Pete Carroll's in play. Mike McCarthy, and then the other one.
I think Ben Johnson, man. Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson is a good one. Yeah, Ben Johnson is a good one too.
He had a division rival team too. So
what's his name? They used to be with Arizona.
Arizona. Kingsbury.
Yeah, Kingsbury. Because he's good with young quarterbacks. I think he might. Yeah, young quarterback. So I think they might try him too.
So when you look at Jacksonville, they have a not extensive list, but some of the same players, even your players on that list for coach in Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore. Yeah,
Joe Brady, the Bills offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, Buccaneers offensive coordinator, and then you have Aaron Glenn, Patrick Graham, and Brian Flores, Todd Monken, Steve Spagnuolo, and Robert Saleh that are on that list as well. So
Kellen Moore I think he didn't got a couple of calls actually for a head coaching job. He ain't got more than one. He didn't got more than one call to be the head coach.
It's interesting. Do you think Kellen Moore be a coach in the league? Y'all think? Because he's been on.
I don't know. He ain't done all that good for us, in my opinion. Be honest with you.
As a coordinator,
I've actually seen him regress. I thought he had some of his best years, the early years of Dak. And then because he wasn't the same as the Chargers, and he's not the same at the Eagles right now. Like that's not the same explosive offense that we've seen like in the past from him. So I wonder what's changed with him.
I don't feel like he mixed it up enough as an offensive coordinator. There's times when he should have ran when he threw it, and there's times he should have threw it when he ran. Like I don't feel like he has he's inconsistent.
Was he the play caller, or was Sirianni the play caller?
I thought he was a play caller. I don't know. That's a good question. I thought I think Sirianni has say so in it. I think Sirianni had say so on some of like what play was called. Like he gave the name, right? But I don't know who was actually,
So additionally, of course, other head coaches there: Aaron Glenn, Pep Hamilton, Ben Johnson, Brian Leftwich, who was really in the conversation, and Mike Vrabel, of course, for the New England Patriots. Expectations is that Mike Vrabel position is that's Mike Vrabel's position. Aaron Glenn has already completed the interview for the Saints. Cliff Kingsbury, Kellen Moore, David Shaw, Anthony Weaver, Mike Kafka are also in play for the New Orleans Saints.
And these lists too long. They
are. So,
that's not normal. Normally, you got 2 or 3 names. You know what I'm saying? Like, why they got 4 and 5 and 6 names now? It's normally 2 or 3 names.
I know. Of course, Robert Saleh interviewed for a couple of those, and he's interviewed for the defensive coordinator position in San Francisco. So I don't know would that be welcoming back of an old friend. But let me put something out there for you.
Man, that's tough.
What's
you
that?
mean to tell me Lynch and Shanahan made this man interview? They made this man interview?
You got to.
Dude, I was here. That's the D I built. Basically, what are you talking about? That's the D I built. What are you talking about? I got an interview for what I built?
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's what he should be saying.
Listen,
what he say?
He talking about because Robert Saleh interviewed for the 49ers defensive coordinator position. He's like, what? This is the defense I built. I got an interview.
You got an interview for the
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah. What you thought?
Man, Bill Belichick would have just walked back in the building. We saw that many times. He would have just let you walk back in.
Well, no. So everybody, hey, the word on the street that there's teams out there looking to try and get Bill Belichick out of North Carolina.
This was what I was about to ask y'all, right? Tell me what they think about this. The Las Vegas Raiders, Bill Belichick as
that's one of the teams.
As a Bill Belichick as a
GM.
Because of Tom Brady. It's only because of Tom Brady. It's only
listen. CC started shaking his head before I even got the question out. Bill Belichick
because of Tom Brady.
Bill Belichick as the GM, Mike Vrabel as the head coach in Las Vegas.
I don't know if you could put
you don't want really take the back seat like that.
Nah, that ain't Bill. That's not Bill.
Bill ain't going to work for Brady. After all those years, Brady worked for him. Nah, I couldn't even.
That ain't. Bill want to be on the field. Man. Bill ain't trying to sit up in nobody's press box or none of that. Bill, that ain't Bill.
I don't think it would work.
That ain't
Bill. I don't think Bill. Nah, don't ruin your legacy, Bill. Leave that alone.
Yeah, I don't think that's Bill. I don't think Bill would do that. I don't think Bill would want to sit up in the press box and stuff like that. I think he want to call the plays. He wants to, he sees things. He wants to, him being a general manager, that's not what he wants. He don't want to be the GM. He wants to be the person on the field, calling plays and all that. In my opinion, that's what I think. I can't see that happen.
I think coaching is just him. I think coaching is he would have to be both or in some capacity work at it. In order for the things to work with him, he had to have some kind of control over personnel. I can't see him doing it another way with another GM trying to, tell him without his expertise what to do. So, it's hard if you Bill Belichick. It's hard.
So, a question that Anthony asked: do you think Brian Flores could be a head coach of the Raiders or the Saints?
The guy is good defensively. He's good defensively. I think, the Saints defense that fell off, they just started aging out of the program now. So if he went there and brought in some fresh faces, I think he'll make a difference. But man, that Raiders job is too high profile, man. You need somebody high profile for that job. You need somebody that after they get, they behinds whooped out there on the field, that can still make light of it and still keep it Vegas and still keep people entertained. Because that was embarrassing this season. I'm just saying these last few seasons for the Raiders ain't been pleasant. So it's like you got to have somebody that embodies Vegas, and I don't think the people that they name in really do that right now.
So yeah, because the only people so far that they schedule is Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, Todd Monken, Robert Saleh, and Steve Spagnuolo. Who Steve?
Spagnolia, he'll kill it. I think. I think he'll kill it, and I think come on, Ben Johnson at the top of everybody's list. Everybody wants that offensive brain in a building right now. Everybody want. You see what he did with those running backs? He can duplicate, man. Give him two decent players. Maybe he can duplicate that. You know.
It's about to go down. CC, I'm surprised you ain't at the game, bro.
Longhorns, man. I'm right with the Longhorns.
Quinn Ewers, will this guy go first round? Will he declare, or will he stay around for another year?
Ewers is going back to Ohio State after Will Howard leaves. But
well, you see Beck transferring too, man. Why is he transferring
Carson Beck,
Georgia?
Yeah, Carson Beck. Yeah, he transferred. Yeah.
So this week we get into this NFL and what's been going on. This week the All-Pro team was announced.
Hold on, real quick though. Hold on.
Yes.
What do y'all real quick, Trey? What do y'all think about this young man right here, bro? That boy right there.
Oh, Smith.
Boy.
So
a true freshman. A true freshman, bro.
You know what? Old dude, what's the true freshman from Alabama started out pretty hot as well. Smith has came on later in the season. We're gonna see tonight.
Freshman, bro. This boy is bowling.
We're gonna definitely see tonight.
Yeah,
we're gonna see tonight.
About that
but what was your question, Trey? Go ahead, my bad.
The All-Pro list was released. Only 2 unanimous. Saquon Barkley did not get. He was 2 votes short of unanimous. I wonder who those 2 votes went to.
Somebody that was smoking. Or somebody would have been better against the young man.
That part.
But Jefferson and Chase were unanimous. Is Jefferson worthy of a unanimous vote this year?
Why wouldn't he be?
How not?
I didn't say. Listen to the question. Unanimous. I'm talking.
I said, why would he not be? I heard what you said. Why wouldn't he be?
He's the best receiver in the game.
When you say the top 3 receivers in the league, who's coming out of everybody's mouth first? And I'll wait.
Jamar
Chase. Let's not say everybody, but let's say 9 out of 10 people, when they name the top 3 receivers, who's the first person coming out their mouth?
So y'all telling me in these that Justin Jefferson is number 1 or number 2 in these?
There's not number 2, number 1.
No, he's the best.
Justin Jefferson did not play better than Jamar Chase this year.
Yes, he did.
Dude, I was like,
Jamar Chase is the only Triple Crown winner this year. Is only Triple Crown this year.
That doesn't mean he played
number
better.
1 in receivers. Number one.
That doesn't. We just talked about.
I get it.
That does not mean he played better.
But I'm saying,
right? Don't forget.
I am a firm believer. So I get that. But what I'm saying is, it got legs though. It got legs. So out of these 6 receivers, you're telling me that if you was to put them in numbers, what y'all telling me is
number sequence.
If I was to put them in 1 through 6, y'all putting them 1 and 2. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown.
Put it just like this: Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I know somebody on here that said that Terry McLaurin wasn't going to do nothing. His name is CC. I remember a person who said Terry McLaurin wasn't going to do nothing out there in Washington. His name is CC. But okay, Terry McLaurin is on there. But Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb. And the only reason why McLaurin is over CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb has missed more games than McLaurin. That's the only reason.
I only see 2 names on that list that I really feel like they up there. Like I'm gonna be real.
Oh, hold on. There's one person that's totally off that damn list that you didn't even name. Mike Evans. How the hell Mike Evans ain't on that?
Because he was injured.
He still had. You talk about Triple Crown. This man has 1,000 yards for 11 consecutive seasons.
So think about this, right? True enough, he's the only receiver. I mean, I'm a huge Mike Evans fan, but he's the only other receiver outside Jerry Rice that has had ever since Mike. Like he's walking to the Hall of Fame. He ain't got to do nothing else. The man is he's been in the league. He's been in the league 11 years. You're right. He's been in the league 11 years, and he has had 1,000 years. 1,000 yards every year since he has been in the league. He's 11,000. He's tied Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000 yard seasons. In his case, 11,000 plus. He's a walking Hall of Famer already.
Facts.
But you know what I'm saying? So do y'all think, and we're going to double back because we ain't done, because I think Jamar Chase this year is above Justin Jefferson. But you
can't give me a reason why though, Trey, outside of the fact that you talk about
why y'all speaking this, I'm finna go find it. But in y'all's opinion, what do y'all think about them not feeding him, going to get that record for
pissed?
Evan, you feel pissed, right? Like, don't do me like that.
You know why I'm pissed. You know why I'm pissed. Hold on, because CC, I don't know what Trey is on. I don't know.
Why are you pissed?
We need to have a urinalysis because I think Trey's smoking again. CC, tell me this. CC, what is the difference in him going for the record and Saquon Bell? So you're not going for the record. And I'll wait.
Hey, it ain't no difference, right? But he went for it. The thing is, but they put him back.
And who's more likely to get hurt, CC? Hold on, CC. Who's more likely to get hurt, a wide receiver or a running back?
A wide receiver is more likely because they can't protect themselves at all times. But yeah, Trey, I thought it was more about him getting his $3 million bonus than it was about him getting the yardage.
Too.
I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you want to get the yardage and you want to tie the goat. You want to be up there with Jerry Rice. I mean, I feel that, but I think the most important part of that was the $3 million. And I think it's cool that a coach. It's cool that a coach will say. That's why I'm like, Saquon must have reached all of his incentives in his contract because he has to go out there and do that. I mean, big ups to Saquon, but I'm saying go ahead and get that Mike Evans. It's well deserved. They couldn't have done it for a better person, in my opinion.
I agree. I totally agree. And I take my hat off. To old Shake and Bake for ensuring that he got it. I take my hat off to him. Shake and Bake for making sure he got it.
If he would have dropped that ball,
Shake and Bake would have came right back to him. Shake and Bake would have came right back.
They would have had no time. It was the last play of the game. It was either he catch the ball or he don't.
Man, you ain't want it. It was man.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
Hey, that's a move. But see what I'm saying? But y'all notice how y'all notice how we keep saying Jerry and we not saying Mike McCarthy got any control over that? Like who plays and who don't play while we talking Jerry? Why we not talking the coach? See what I'm saying? Like we know that's a problem in Dallas, and that's kind of shady. See, that's kind of shady to stop a man from
Bishop. You see, you hear Sergeant Tops. He basically says that the running back is more likely to get injured because he gets more hits. You have to protect your assets.
No, man, we talking about in one play. We talking about
one play. No, he's not. Not necessarily, because if you look at all the players that got hurt this weekend, how many of them was running backs?
Exactly. It's mostly the receivers. Like
more receivers got hurt.
It would have been your running back.
But I'm just saying, when you look at it, I know in my luck, but I'm just saying, all
injury prone
receivers got hurt more this past weekend than any other position.
I mean, yeah, I've been noticing that's been a trend, but that's been a trend in the last.
It has been a trend
in the league.
It has been a trend.
These receivers are in and out of the game.
It has been a trend.
Like just ask the Houston Texans, like they got a slew of receivers on the injured list. I mean,
just look at Baltimore. Baltimore without Flowers this weekend.
Right?
He out. He gone.
Look at the Chiefs. I mean, I'm just saying.
Speaking
Like,
of which, fucking AJ Brown is nursing a knee. AJ Brown is nursing a knee.
CeeDee Lamb out right now.
CeeDee Lamb, like right?
Why is CeeDee Lamb in this conversation?
No, because we're talking wide receivers, right? What
that
I'm
part,
is
that part. He hate.
All the teams, it was a lot more. It seemed like it was a lot more receivers that it getting hurt than.
It is.
I thought we had this running back wide receiver debate. Like, you know.
That's true. That's true. Derrick Henry or Barkley didn't get hurt this season. That's wild.
Right.
Which is crazy. And both of them got Derrick Henry almost got 2,000 yards rushing. Yeah. And that part.
2,000. So now is 2,000 gonna be the new standard? Is 2,000 gonna be the new standard?
No, only certain running
backs. We ain't got but 9. It ain't but 9 in the history of the NFL. 9 in the history.
I'm saying, is that gonna be the new standard?
But you know what? When we was talking about that last week, I was gonna ask that question because Chris Johnson got 9 is a 2,000-yard rusher, but really, Chris Johnson, like when you think about all the other running backs, and you look at it, Chris Johnson, was that just a flash in the pan, or is 2,000 really that
big of a deal? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, big 2,000 is a huge big deal.
I mean, and he was fast.
So was Chris Johnson just that dude?
He was good, man. No, he had a good offensive line. He was on a decent team at the time. He was on the Tennessee Titans. They had a good offensive line that could block for him. And then with that crazy speed, he actually raced a cheetah, didn't he? He raced some kind of animal, a puma, a cheetah, or something on TV. This guy actually raced it.
He did.
Not like Tyreek Hill just get the title. This dude actually lined up against it and raced it. That's Chris Johnson we talking about.
So what if you go from a stat perspective? I say stat perspective. The question in which Bishop asked. Listen to what I'm about to say. Games played, same amount of games played. Receptions.
Ohio State deferred and Texas getting the ball first.
The receptions, 127 for Jamar Chase, 103 for Justin Jefferson. Targets, 175, 154 for Justin Jefferson. Yards receiving, 1,708 for Jamar Chase, 1,533 for Justin Jefferson. Average yards per reception, Justin Jefferson, 14.9, 13.4 for Jamar Chase. Touchdown, 17 for Jamar Chase, 10 for Justin Jefferson. 100 yards per game for Jamar Chase, 90 yards per game for Justin Jefferson. Like, just from a statistical standpoint, Justin Jefferson got served by Jamar Chase. And I'm not.
How do you figure? Hold on. How do you figure that? How many more receptions did Jamar Chase have over Justin Jefferson?
He had 24 more receptions over him.
Okay. Now keep in mind.
But how many more games did Jamar Chase play than Justin Jefferson?
They played the same amount of games.
Yeah, I don't think it was that. But this is my thing. Who has the better tandem? Minnesota or Cincinnati?
And who on a winning team?
Jamar Chase. I mean, Minnesota had a better tandem because Jamar Chase was like the lone.
Exactly. Man. So he has. So Justin is sharing catches over there compared to Jamar Chase.
And they got a 14-3 record. They lost 3 games. Like you don't lose. I'm just saying, like we ain't got to play as hard as you.
He has to share. He has to share the ball.
What the Bengals record was. You know what I'm saying? Like. Joe Burrow had a great season. Why? Because of what? They had to throw all them passes. They had to try to beat teams. They had to try to put up points. They had to do all this different stuff.
Because they was behind all them games.
That's what I'm saying. Minnesota didn't have to live like that. Like,
yeah,
so of course the numbers are going to be a little different. But at the same time, for me personally, I just think Justin Jefferson make better highlights, man. This dude always on the highlights. You don't see too many. You see some Jamar Chase highlights, but not like this guy. This guy making even his. Man, this guy, they got commercials. They making commercials already with this guy from a play that don't even count. They making commercials. They got this guy in commercials already.
You know what I'm seeing right now? What I see is them wide receivers out of Louisiana are problems. That's what I see.
That's one thing I will say. LSU
is coming up a wide receiver factory.
Yeah, they bring wide receivers.
I think they neck and neck with OSU.
Them in Alabama.
I wouldn't say Alabama. but definitely like the top five, like looking at if you was to put a perspective, the top five in receiving, the top five in from receiving statistically, especially yards, were three LSU three LSU wide receivers and two USC wide receivers. Jamar Chase. I'm looking at it, guy. That's why I only can say I only speak facts. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Brian Thompson Jr. were the top three receiving, and Drake London.
Hold on. Those are the top three receivers this season.
Not receivers, receiving yards. Brian Thomas Jr. had 1,282 receiving yards. Justin Jefferson had 1,533. And Jamar Chase had 1,708. And then after that, it was Drake London and Amon-Ra St. Brown, who are both USC quarter receivers, who had 1,271 and 1,263. And then after that, if you finish out the next top five, the next five is Jerry Jeudy, Malik Neighbors, who is another one from LSU, CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bauer, and Lad McConkey. So, you know what, Anthony? I was just asking the question about why was CeeDee Lamb in it, because I thought we was talking about playoff criticism.
No.
But yeah, but so
back to that, Bishop. I did correct myself. Didn't I correct myself earlier with the McLaurin thing when they was balling? What did I say? During the season, I thought that McLaurin was one of the top receivers balling this season.
During the season.
Him and Nico Collins. Yeah,
but I had said it initially when I said Jaden Daniels was gonna be their quarterback and he was gonna start. I said, I was naming off the receivers and I said Terry McLaurin. You like Terry McLaurin? He ain't gonna do nothing. But then later on in the season, you was like, I said, I told you Terry McLaurin would be that dude.
When we just talked about LSU and wide receiver factory, Ohio State.
Yeah, both. I think both been pretty good with it lately.
In the last, if I was to simply say the last couple of years, it would be OSU and LSU. But real quick, let's get into these games. So when we jump off here, you can check out the last game for the CFP.
Yeah, the last game, yeah.
Saturday, 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, 1 game on Monday. Yep. Hold up, before we go on that one, isn't it well, I guess it's unfortunate for the Rams that they got to move.
Got to play in Arizona, right?
Yeah, they got to go play in Arizona. that's what's that for home field.
Home field advantage, man.
Yeah,
no home field. Yeah, you lose home field with that one.
Fire is undefeated. Mother Nature is undefeated.
People in those fires, man.
Mother Nature is undefeated. You'll never be beat. So first up, the Los Angeles Chargers will be traveling to Houston to take on the Houston Texans at home, first round wild card playoff. Does Houston have it in them to knock off the Chargers who are coming to them? Is it possible? Or is the Chargers is Harbaugh, saying Harbaugh starting to sound like Mufasa? You say Harbaugh, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at it, do y'all think that the elder Harbaugh has it in him to upset DeMeco Ryans in Houston on Saturday, 3 p.m. game?
So we know CJ did what he did last season, but this wasn't the CJ we saw this season that we saw last season.
Is he regressing, or is it just a sophomore jinx?
I think it's just I don't think he's regressing. I just think, just like we talked about, CC and I talked about earlier, about certain quarterbacks. If you don't have the videos or the game tape or game film to look at him, he's going to there's no preparing, because you can't look at a college film and try to prepare for what he's going to do in the NFL, because it's too different. It's night and day. So now that people have film, like you said, Trey, now they had film on him, it's a whole new story. It's a whole new ball game for him this season, which we said maybe the same thing for Jaden Daniels come next season, because it'll be his sophomore season. We'll see. However, we know what happened with the Texans. Texans got bounced out the first round last year. But this Harbaugh team, man, coming into Houston is going to be a hard feat. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk. But I think Harbaugh's got that team. Texans are on their heels right now. The Houston Texans hasn't been playing great ball as of lately. Yeah, they definitely been teetering. So with that being said, I think and on the other side of the ball, the Chargers is kind of they climbing the hill. They kind of reaching their peak. It
might not be their year yet, but it could be there.
But but they reaching their peak at the right time. So for me, I'm going with Harbaugh and them Chargers. I think they're gonna go into Houston and get a dub in Houston.
So Herbert,
mind you, before that, CC, hold on. Mind y'all, every season for the last 30 years, there's been a major upset during wild card weekend. Every single.
This is it.
No, I'm just saying it's going to be somebody. Somebody's going to take L. 30 seasons. 30 seasons. It's happened every season. It's about which one of us is going to pick the team to do it. That's the question. But go ahead, CC.
Trey, earlier in the year when we went to that game, they was talking swarm with that defense. I don't know if Houston can swarm. Are they getting any players back? Like, are they gonna be healthy in this game on defense? I mean, defensively, offensively they out for the season and stuff, but defensively, are they getting any help back? That's gonna be a problem. Man, it's tough. But yeah, I got the Chargers in this one also. I also think Harbaugh is a better. I ain't gonna say a better coach than D'Amico Ryan, but let's just say his pedigree makes it. I think if it comes down to X's and O's, I expect Harbaugh to.
That's fair.
To out execute.
Yeah, when it comes down, you expect his chess game to be nicer than D'Amico's.
And so Khalil Mack and those guys getting after CJ Stroud, the pressure on Stroud is gonna be tremendous in that game. They already struggle blocking, and they get a lot of penalties already. Hopefully, the offensive line do something, Houston. Y'all better do something.
So, as I look at it, I don't know if are they able to utilize Joe Mixon in a way to where he is going to be better, because Joe Mixon was hot stepping initially, and then all of a sudden he hit a wall. It's like, what happened to Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud, and the rest of them? They're without who? They're without Tank Dell, or is
who'd you pick?
I haven't picked yet.
Oh, my bad. She was talking to me. My bad. Go ahead. What's up?
So they're without Tank Dell? Is it? Is that who they're without?
Who? No, ain't nobody. Who without Tank Dell?
What's called Houston? They're without Tank
Dell.
I
thought Diggs was out for the season.
Well, they got Diggs. He's out, but I think Tank Dell went out.
Diggs is out. Is Tank Dell out? Is he out? I didn't know he was out. Is he out?
I thought he was out or unless he recovered, but he's been sitting out. So with that being said, they might be a little short-handed, and it might be exactly what Harbaugh needs. But listen to y'all have kind of like switched me, so I'm going with the Los Angeles Chargers as well.
Sorry, Houston, just gotta pick the better team in this one, and you
but
right now, so hopefully.
But I don't. But I wouldn't consider that to be the game. This next game is the one that gives me pause.
No, Ray, all these games this weekend is the games. There's not an easy pick. There's not an easy pick in none of these. None of these.
Well, I'm going off.
Include my Eagles. Include my Eagles. None of these.
What you were saying that someone being upsetting, I think it's this game, the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game. It's a possibility, like you was talking about, where a team, that game in which someone gets upset, because let's be honest, we're all
okay. Hold on. So who's the?
Is this an upset? Because they play each other twice a year.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm getting ready to say. CC too. That's what I'm saying. Like,
this is a rivalry. It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry game. It's a rivalry going in. But when you look at it, the way Pittsburgh nosedived towards the end of the season, losing 4 consecutive games.
They teetered on the
Lamar Jackson has been cooking and putting up those, Aaron Rodgers from the early 2000 type numbers to where he earned the moniker the bad man. That's what Lamar Jackson's doing right now. When you look at that, the ideal is y'all know the hardball saying, who got it better than us? Like, can you see a situation where Baltimore is going to lose? And if Baltimore loses, that means there's no. If Baltimore loses, that means there's no Lamar Jackson playing for a possibility at a Super Bowl. If Pittsburgh loses, that means, yes, again, here we go, 8th, 9th year in a row in which Pittsburgh didn't get a playoff victory. And I swear, I don't know who is possibly going to come out victorious in this one. But I will say that my money is leaning towards, is emphatic, but is leaning towards the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go with Baltimore. I don't have it in me yet to sit up and go go outside of that box. I think Baltimore is going to be the victorious.
Ooh, man.
You go ahead, CC. I'll let you go before
you ain't riding with Tomlin. Wait a minute, Mister. I got all these winning seasons, Mister. Oh, he's one of the greatest coaches.
That part, CC.
Chestnut checkers.
I like Lamar Jackson, man. I like what he's doing. But for me, I'm going Pittsburgh. And this is why I'm going Pittsburgh. I know their defense ain't healthy, but I'm going Pittsburgh because for me, I think they're a little bit not better than Baltimore in these types of games. But since Lamar has admitted that he get a little nervous in games like this, I think Pittsburgh gonna find a way to knock some nervousness in them. I think they go hit hard. I think turnovers are gonna help them. I think not Henry so much, but I think Lamar gonna put it on the ground or throw a couple of picks in the air, and that's gonna change the game for Pittsburgh to keep them in the game, and then Russ pulling it out in the end. I'm going Russell. I'm going to old man Russell Wilson gonna show Lamar Jackson a thing or two. Like, this is how we do it, Sonny boy.
Bishop, which side you picking?
Man, look, Pittsburgh. This like he said, this crosstown, this a rivalry game. Steelers, Ravens. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is when it's all said and done. I have to go with the Ravens, man. I'm sorry, I have to go with the Ravens. I feel like they them boys. I have to go with Ravens. We talking about MVP, man, in regards to Lamar Jackson. So I have to go with the Ravens. Even though he doesn't have his main wide receiver, he doesn't have him. But he still got Mark Andrews. He still got Bates. He got a lot of key players that's still gonna help. And then of course he got Derrick Henry, the second leading rusher in the NFL this year. So I just think it's gonna be enough. If Pittsburgh is not doing well and going to stop in the run with the Ravens, I mean they battled it out the last time they played. So yeah, I'm taking the Ravens.
So you Pittsburgh, I let Derrick Henry run because it's only going to be from the 20 to the 20. That's 3 points. All you got to do is let him run. Make him kick field goals, and you'll be all right. Pittsburgh.
We're gonna see.
Next game. So, do you actually think about what you were just saying, Bishop? Do you actually think Denver has a chance versus Buffalo?
So, glad you asked. Right now, a lot of people feels like this is probably the one game that has the biggest opportunity for an upset because a lot of people are. This is just what I've heard from all the analysts. They feel like Denver's defense is strong enough to stop that Buffalo offense. Now, Bo Nix is a rookie.
He's a 24-year-old. He's a rookie.
Yeah, but that's a lot of pressure on a rookie. A lot of pressure. We've seen what pressure has done to rookies in the past few weeks. We saw what it did to CJ last year. That's a lot of pressure. And Josh Allen, we just talked about an MVP candidate. You got to look at the next one. That's running neck and neck with Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen is that man. Mm-hmm. He is the white Michael Vick, bro. Josh Allen is that white Michael Vick right now. So I can't go against Buffalo. They playing in Buffalo, man. I have to go with the Bills. I just cannot. I can't. It's hard. It's gonna be a good one. Another good one, I think. I just the deciding factor for me is that Bo Nix is a rookie, and I just don't think he gonna be able to pull it off.
You don't think Sean Payton can get him, have him right?
Not this year. Not this year. If it was his second year, possibly. You know what I'm saying? We've seen, yeah. Bo Nix has the tenacity and the knack to be the next possible Joe Burrow. Just saying, but we'll see. But yeah, give me the Bills.
You on that route too?
For me, it's only because Josh Allen is in this game that I'm taking the Bills. I just feel like he gonna get it done one way or another. Like they've been calling him Superman. I think he's gonna prove he's Superman, and that I think Denver gonna play good defense, but I don't think they have defense to stop him as a runner or him as a scrambler. I don't think they have nothing to stop that. And plus, he's bigger and stronger than a lot of people think. Like when you see him on TV, it's like, man, this dude is big. If you see the way he throw those, if he get in your secondary, they getting out the way. They ain't even trying to tackle him. He like Henry when he run the rock. So I think he's gonna be the difference. I mean, for real, they don't want to go. I mean, watch this dude lower his shoulder and everything. Like different type of quarterback. Remind me of Cam Newton when he started dipping that shoulder and stuff on you, man. Like throw you off of him if you ain't careful. So yeah, Bills. I think for Sean Payton, I think because he don't have all that confidence in Bo Nix, you're gonna see a lot of trick plays. You're gonna see a few trick plays from Denver. And for me, any team that run the trick plays, we know Sean Payton got a lot of them. If he run the trick plays, then you already know he don't have no belief in his quarterback.
I'm going with Buffalo as well. It's like you said, it's no brainer. If I went with Lamar Jackson, then why not go with Josh Allen? Next up, a team in which Bishop said, I ain't gonna say says fear, but I get what some of the pause is when you have Jaden coming back off a concussion protocol, but in AJ Brown with the knee injury, but you do have a Jordan Love coming off a injury as well.
Man, but
they do have a pretty potent runner in Jacobs. Philly defending home field advantage versus Green Bay. Winner goes on, loser goes home. Gentlemen, who you got?
Y'all already know who I got, man. So I'm not. My last name ain't Amir, and first name ain't Trey. I'm gonna stick with my squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick with my team. The thing is, right? This is why so many people are concerned about this game and why they feel this could possibly be another upset. Two things in which Trey just mentioned. One, Jalen Hurts hasn't played since week 16. He hasn't played since week 15. He just came out of the concussion protocol today. He's practiced all week, or I think not all week. I think Wednesday was his first day that he actually got on the practice field. Today, second. Wednesday was his first day. Yesterday was his second, and today he came out of concussion protocol. So they feel like he hasn't built any, may not have built some type of cohesion with his wide receivers. Again, like you said, AJ Brown is nursing a knee injury, but they say he's probably going to play. But Green Bay is missing a key receiver. Yeah, they got Josh Jacobs, but they missing a key receiver, and I think that's going to hurt the love in Jordan. I think that's going to hurt the love in Jordan. So with that being said, that's why I was going to take my Eagles regardless. But I think we got the advantage being at home, being in Lincoln Financial. You know, I got to go fly, Eagles fly. Let's go fly, Eagles fly. Let's go.
Man, this is a tough game. I think the Eagles, on paper, are the better team. In order for Green Bay to stay in this game, they're going to have to play some better defense than they have because Saquon on the field. And, I had him, he was one of my MVP picks throughout the season. So, man, I hate to have to go with the Eagles. I mean, I'm a Cowboy fan. I can't be riding with the Eagles. But I'm going to take the Eagles in this matchup slightly. I hope I don't regret that.
Don't talk all the regrets I didn't have taking Dallas this past this season, fooling with them Cowboys.
I don't think Christian. I don't think Christian Watson gonna be missed that much. I think the way LaFleur runs that offense, had that offense. I think Jordan Love could spread the ball around. But come on, Saquon, man, and that's the edge right there, Saquon.
And so I'm going to go, of course, the same route that you guys are going Philadelphia. The Watson missing is going to be huge.
Watson, that's him.
Yeah, Christian Watson. Well, Watson and definitely Christian Watson's mission is going to be huge because they're more like a receiver by committee team as opposed to like other teams or wide receivers. Running backs by committee. They're receivers by committee, and anytime any receiver could go off, pop off, and which is still the case, but you're without one of your better receivers. You of course their conversation has been that there's holes in the Eagles defense in the secondary when you comes looking at Bradbury and Slay. Maybe so, but they're not going to get a chance to get to it because that defense, that front seven, is probably going to cause problems. It's funny how the tables turn. How saying the Green Bay Packers were a different team last year. Now they're coming in, still in the playoffs, but now they're going. Before they was going to San Francisco to play in the sun or the rain. Now they're going to Philly to play in harsh, cold conditions. No different than their own in the sense. But I mean, I'm very sure it plays with the head. In that case, I'm taking Philly as well. So we'll see how that goes. Last but not least, we was just talking about rookies in their first.
We got 3 rookies playing this weekend. 3 rookies are in the playoff, in the wild card. 3.
So does this particular rookie do what the rookie of the year did, offensive rookie of the year did last year, and basically completely and utterly disappoint, or does he come in against the brash, rough around the edges,
Baker Mayfield?
Yes, Baker Mayfield. Does Jaden Daniels slay that dragon and goes on to play in the divisional round? Gentlemen, Washington, Tampa Bay. Tampa's a home team. Correction. Yeah, Tampa's a home team.
Yeah. Who you got, Trey?
I'm taking Washington.
Why are you taking Washington over Tampa Bay?
I think Washington has more weapons at this point. Is going to be name their weapons
over Tampa Bay. You must be talking defensively because you can't be talking offensively.
Offensively, yeah. McLaurin, I take McLaurin over Mike Evans in this contest.
What? Yes. Are you doing the same thing, CC? You taking McLaurin over Mike Evans? 1,000-yard rush, 1,000-yard receiver, 11 consecutive seasons.
I mean, you talking about just for this one game? I mean, anything could happen any given Sunday. You know, like Mike has been all that healthy this year.
McLaurin.
That's why he struggled for 1,000 this year. He ain't been all that healthy this year.
And this might be a different conversation if Goddard was healthy. If I think Rashad White or whichever one of those running backs was healthy, it might be a different conversation. But it's a little bit different. I think Washington is going to have the moxie. I think they're going to put him in position. With Jaden Daniels, I think is going to be the one to debunk that rookie performance in his first big playoff game, and go on to continue to give hope to the Washington Commander faithful. I think Jaden Daniels gets that done.
Who you got, CC?
I'm taking I can't live in the NFC East like that. Like, these are my rivals. Like, both of these squads, like, they my rivals. I like Jaden Daniels. I think he's good. But, man, y'all been talking about Baker Mayfield all season. And now that it's time to put it where it is, you going against him. I'm gonna take Baker Mayfield in this one, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be a shootout. I don't expect neither defense to really show up. I expect a lot of touchdowns, but I expect Baker Mayfield gets the ball last and scores. I'm taking the Bucks.
Man, this right here, this is a very hard one too. I am not gonna lie. Like Baker Mayfield, the freshman rookie coming into his first playoff game, coming straight into the NFL. We know how that normally turns out. And they playing in Tampa Bay. The weather's gonna be good for the most part. Golly, this is a hard one for me, man. Because like you say, I've been riding Baker a lot. I've been saying shake and bake, and he been coming through. He been pulling through. But Baker Mayfield, he hurt my feelings last season because he the one knocked off my Eagles in the first round of the playoffs last year. Baker hurt my feelings last year, and he did what he did to my Eagles. But a part of me just feels some type of way, man, because I feel like Jaden Daniels is going to make mistakes, and I just don't need him to make those mistakes, man. But I'm going to go with my heart, man. I'm going to go with what about my mind, what I thought at first, because anytime I go against it, I always screw it up. So I'm taking Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.
Last game that we talked about earlier. The Los Angeles Rams, who are supposed to be playing at home, will be playing out of Tempe, Arizona, against a 3-loss 5th seed team that got scraped up versus Detroit. Something serious.
Scraped. 31-9. Got drug. Didn't even score a touchdown.
Not a good look.
Yeah, that was awful.
But
Anna's on the road again. They was on the road then. They gonna be on the road again.
Yeah, but they're not gonna be in a true home. Minnesota, maybe that rustling of them feathers has enacted something in them. As much as I like the Los Angeles Rams, and I would actually go with them maybe if they was at home, I think the moving of a venue, taking them out their home, is taking some out their sales. I don't know if McVay can get them ready to play or get them up for that. Minnesota just got you can't even insert any words there to describe what happened to Minnesota and Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just lost some zeros in that game. I can't do anything but take Minnesota in this game. I think Minnesota's coming back with a vengeance. As Eric pops up.
Yeah, there he go. You knew he was coming. Eric, these boys right here, bro. Y'all shit on the pot last week, bro. Good Lord. What was that? Not one touchdown could y'all throw? Not one? Y'all Detroit that good? Not one? Yeah, I'm rolling with the Vikings, man. I'm rolling with the Vikings. I feel like they're gonna. Yeah, I feel just like Trey. I feel like they're gonna get some bounce back. They feel like they got a vendetta. I feel like Justin Jefferson's gonna have something really to prove. That being that Detroit held him without a touchdown last week, so I feel like Justin Jefferson's gonna have a huge game this week in hopes to maybe see Detroit again or something like that. But yeah, the Rams, I think that's a disadvantage for the Rams being that they have to go out to Tempe to play. And so they're not going to have that flavor that they savor on that home field. So I'm going with the Vikings. Give me Minnesota.
That makes 3. I'm taking the Vikings. I've been riding with the Vikings most of the season. So I'm going to ride with them, that defense, to put pressure on Matt Stafford. And the receivers, I think it's going to be a good game as far as we're going to see probably some of the greatest catches we ever seen in a wild card game in this game with the receiver firepower that you have in this game. But Sam Darnold, don't choke, baby.
I know, Sam, I am. You better be showing up, Sam, I am.
Sam, don't choke.
You know what? This is potentially setting the table for a rematch, and I don't know if that's the type of rematch you want to see again. Can you? Is that what you want to see? Another Minnesota versus Detroit for all the marbles
I think
going
that's
in?
the.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
in
that's the hopes
divisional
that everybody.
round?
I think that's what everybody's hoping for.
Mhm.
That to see that rematch,
I would
especially
rather
the way it turned out the last game.
that's why I would want to see it.
everybody-
I would rather see Philly against Detroit because you need a team that is going to even if Philly can't beat Detroit, you need someone to give Detroit some. You need someone to give Detroit a game so that way going in with whoever they're going to face in the AFC, they don't just. If I think if Philly was not Philly. I think if Detroit was to face Minnesota again. I don't know if Minnesota can be any too much better than what they showed us. And now you have a romping, and it sets Detroit up for failure in that last game in which they played going into the. What if Patrick Mahomes is sitting waiting for Detroit, and they just run through Minnesota again?
Kansas City is not going to make it.
But you
I
got.
don't think so either. I believe me.
You got to go to the AFC. What are we talking about? It's just they would have to meet them in the divisional round, not the NFC Championship game. That's just the divisional round. Like this is wild card weekend. Like if they get them next weekend, it's just a divisional round. That's not going to the Super Bowl. You still got another game to go. Right. Where you'll probably get the Eagles or whoever after that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like no, like but it's perfect divisional round. That's not a deal.
They're going to Detroit is going to get the lower seed. I don't foresee the Minnesota losing won't be the lowest seed. Winning won't be the lowest seed. You still have
they 5? Ain't they 5?
They 5, yeah.
The brackets go 1 play through 4 and 5, don't they? And then
no, they're going to get the Minnesota. Detroit's going to get the lowest of is going to get the highest seed. So
I thought that they did a bracket thing. So I thought they was going to get the 5th seed
because that's why they lined them up like that so they could get because it's why give me the bye if you're going to give me.
So who's going to be the lowest seed?
From what we were saying, it'll be. Oh no, it'll be. From what you said, it'll be.
No, Minnesota is 6, right? Ain't they the 6th seed?
Are they 6th seed? I thought they was the 5th seed.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, the Rams are the 4th seed.
Rams are the 4th seed.
Okay, the Rams are the 4th seed. So the Bucks are the 3rd seed.
The Bucks are the 3rd seed.
Okay, but yeah.
Oh no, I said yeah. You're right. Yeah, Minnesota is the 5th seed. The 6th seed is
the Commanders, right?
Is the Commanders, and the 7th seed is
the Packers.
Are the Commanders the 7th seed and the Packers the 6th seed?
No, the Packers got to be because the Eagles are the 2nd seed, man. Right?
Yeah, we the 2nd seed.
2. Y'all the 2nd seed, so y'all playing the Packers. The Packers are the 7th seed for the 2nd year in a row.
No,
bless you.
Oh no, you might be. Yeah, so I don't know. So the 6th seed are the Commanders. The 7th seed is the Packers. The 5th seed
because Minnesota got like a 14-3 record and they the 5th seed. That's ridiculous.
That is to be that record and be 5th seed. That's
fifth.
So true. Retarded. Well, the only way the Vikings avoid playing the Lions next week is if the Commanders or the Packers win.
Yeah, the Commanders or the Packers. I don't see the Commanders. I picked the Bucks and I picked the Eagles, so I don't see that happening. So so we're looking at the Vikings versus the Lions. If if our picks are right? But I picked the Bucks. Y'all picked the other squad, right? Y'all picked the Commanders.
Yeah.
So y'all anticipating the Commanders winning, but I don't see them beating Tampa
Bay.
So if the Commanders win, then you're looking at potentially the Lions and the Commanders next round, and the Eagles and the Vikings the following round. Okay.
Before we get off here, I'm just gonna say this about that Commanders Bucks game that's gonna make it interesting. The Bucks know a lot of Dan Quinn's tendencies because he was down there in Atlanta. They played twice a year against, so a lot of the players have played against whatever Dan Quinn. They're gonna have some wrinkles, but they haven't played the Jaden Daniels per se. I've seen what he got on a playoff situation, but they do know some of the tendencies, and it goes both ways. Dan Quinn knows the tendencies of the head coach down there. I forgot his name now, Todd Bowles or whatever, because they've matched up. He's matched up against that defense before, so that's gonna be an interesting game. Quinn versus Bowles, who can outcoach who in that game?
Yep.
So that's the show for today. We've been tapped in. I know everyone's been watching the Texans play against Ohio State, so now you're gonna have an opportunity to fully go and engage in that. We're gonna be back next week, depending on what the schedule is, depending on what day we're gonna be back. You know what? I'm still looking at this. That could be interesting in the AFC. The Chiefs against even potentially the Chargers, the Steelers, or the Chargers or the Steelers. That could be interesting.
If you're the Chiefs, you do not want the Chargers. You bring home Pittsburgh.
Two games. Next week we got 2 Saturday games and 2 Sunday games.
Okay, so we'll be on. Oh well, you know what? We'll be on Friday most likely because we got because our practice is on Saturday. I don't know if you see, I got practice at 8:00 tomorrow. You got it at 10.
Yeah, I don't know why you trying to do it so early in the morning.
It's because I didn't know what time you was doing it, so I had to get it out.
I told you what time.
You didn't tell me what time until after I had already told them what time.
Oh, I told you that before. When I said I was doing it on Saturday, I told you what time.
I kept asking you. You said you wasn't sure, so I just
I said 10. I said 10, but I'm gonna make sure with the parents.
Make sure I'm just getting it out the way so that way they can go and get on their business and get on about their business.
Hopefully, everybody there at that early in the morning, and it's gonna be cold for them kids.
It's gonna be cold regardless. Anytime tomorrow, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold Sunday too.
Sunday, it's gonna be cold. Period. Yeah.
And I won't be out there 5 hours in the what's called. I just put on some 49er gear.
Don't do that. I ain't trying to run them away.
We appreciate y'all tapping in today. I was about to say let's go, but of course 2 of us can't say anything. We have to sit and bow down and listen to his rhetoric and all that type of stuff until they lose, and then we're all in the same game once again.
You was going to get put out this game.
I was gonna say divisional round.
They finna bring in Manning, bro.
Arch Manning should have been a quarterback all season, man. I don't even know
Ewers can't do nothing right now, bro.
This you know what I don't like? I don't like that kind of stuff. When coaches try to prove something, Arch Manning is going to be and will be a better quarterback than this Ewers kid. And everybody knows it. Everybody can sense it. The thing is, the coach playing hardball. I don't care who your family is. This is how I do. See, dumb. That's how you lose.
Yeah, Archie Manning finna come in and watch. I bet you on the next drive, if Ewers don't do nothing on this next drive, they finna bring in Archie Manning. Watch what I tell you. Right after that.
They will come up because Ewers is probably like, hey, don't worry, we're gonna take care of this. I'm gonna take care of this for you. I'm gonna get y'all a championship this year, and we're gonna win one next year.
Nah, he out of there.
Yep, that part. Yeah, he's gonna get fooled. Yep. Why you here so cold? Oh, you was cooking?
Well, it's deuces from the crew. We'll see y'all come next week. So we'll see what's going on, how we're faring. We'll see who's in the championship in a few hours.
That part.
Enjoy y'all weekend.
Y'all be easy.
Stay warm and stay out of fires if you're in the West.
That part.
All right. Sweet.